Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on the final issue of Blackest Night Titans. Now, as you know, the Blackest Night series had tie-ins, one of which was Teen Titans, a 3-issue series. And the cover has Dove looking on and sort of be confronted by Black Lanterns. And the issue starts off how we're shown as a flashback to when Terry and his son was still alive, and that Donna Troy had a good life. And sort of then cuts to the Black Lanterns, with them sort of trying to find Donna and the others, with Cassie saying, "Donna, it's okay, I've got you. Just look at them. Talk about messed up." And so she tells Cassie to get her costume, and actually can't fight with them like this. And so we're seeing how the Black Lantern version of Omen has controlled the other alive Titans, and Terra says, "God's always happy when he's a love-struck puppy dog, aren't you? Terra, you've been gone for a long time. I'm nobody's puppy dog." And pretty much they have them back in control. And we find out, to the other shock, that Tempest has become the Black Lantern, and that the other Black Lanterns try and go for them. And even Cyborg is shocked as well, and even the Black Lanterns try and play with their emotions, and so does Black Lantern Panther. And this is a moment you can tell the Black Lantern Terror tries to go for Beast Boy's emotions. And you can kind of tell Cyborg tries to get him to be a bit more focused. And Terra says, Why are you making this so hard on yourself? It's you and me. It's what you always wanted. I can't, Vic. I can't. Anyone but her. And so just then, Donna shows up busting through the ground, and pretty much Donna Troy realizes that this isn't her family. This is someone controlling them. And this is a moment you can tell Donna does feel bad, as she grabs her dead son and tries to get everyone to see sense that these aren't their former friends. These are sort of carcasses being used. And you can tell by Donna's emotions that this hurts more the second time. And even Beast Boy finally has enough and says, "What are you gonna say next? That you were controlled? That you were drugged? That you were controlled?" And so you can tell from his animal emotions that this hurts Beast Boy a lot more. This brings back painful memories, and him going at her like a jar of dead meat, and even breaks her apart, knowing this hurts the second time. And so we see how Dove shows up, and so the two Black Lantern Hawks try and go for them. Even Black Lantern Omen tries to make Cassie play with her emotions with Connor Kent and Tim Drake. And so Donna takes out the Black Lantern version of Omen, and Terry and her son tries to show up to play with their emotions. And just as Holly tries to go for her sister, something happens that disrupts the connection and destroying Holly, now leaving Dove without a sister, and the other Lanterns looking shocked, and they try and go for her. They notice something's wrong, but just then a flashlight happens from her, which disrupts the connections between the other Lanterns, except Terror, Garth, and the original Hawk. So we see Donna meeting Hank's brother, who says that Hank hasn't had it easy, and that he needs to be there, and she needs to be there for him. So we see how Donna wakes up, and pretty much realizing that Dom's the key to this mess, and Bart shows up after talking with his grandfather Barry Allen, and turns out the rogues are alive. Some of the dead rogues are back from the dead, as well as other heroes. So Cyborg mainly talks with Gar, seeing if he's alright, but Gar now realizes that Terra was just bad for the sake of it, and he just wanted to believe there was still good in her. And he does say that he knows that his true love's out there somewhere, and that he's going to find her eventually. So after this, Donna decides to use Dove as a kind of beacon to sort of use against the Black Lanterns, and pretty much ending the story with her left eye now as a Black Lantern symbol. So this issue, I would say, isn't great, but it's definitely a good payoff. We see how Donner, Troy, as well as Beast Boy finally realizing the truth that these were their friends, but not anymore. And we kind of see how Beast Boy finally now realizes what terror is like. There is a bit of a cautionary tale that sometimes believing things can go back to what they were, or sometimes trying to bring people back isn't always going to happen. And this issue deserves a thumbs up. It's alright, not great, but still okay. And the 3-part series is pretty good. Thumbs up again. Comic Reviewer here, signing out.